What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Schuster. Everyone knows me as XRP Shu on the Twitter feed. I also want to say thanks for having me on here. It's a great opportunity to actually everyone can see a face to my name now. My background is I did 10 years of retail. I got out of that due to some health issues, physical health issues, but everything's squared away now. Let's see. So I'm 34. I have 2 kids. So everyone has their circumstances of where they're at in life. So funny story how I got into crypto and XRP was actually when I was working in retail back in 2015, 2016. I actually had a team member, I'll say, start talking about crypto, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know nothing about it. And, I started talking to him, and he's like, yeah, like, there's a thing called Bitcoin. There's a thing called, like, Litecoin and all this stuff, and all these sorts of cryptos that are out there. And, and at the time, it was really hard to find some kind of platform to even buy any kind of crypto at that point. So he's like, hey, there's this platform called Coinbase on there. At the time, I was like, I think that was like the only one that you can really buy anything on. So I registered in there. Waited a couple of days for it to all verify and all that stuff. And at the time, XRP wasn't on. It was there, but you couldn't get it on. You couldn't buy it. So I was like, whatever. So at the time, still not knowing anything about crypto, I put my money in Litecoin. Because like just seeing that and just see where it goes, and then doing a little bit of study on it, and like who's running it. Sorry, my apologies. Who's running it? Like who's like Satoshi, and I think his name's Lee something. I can't remember his name. That just shows you how I don't really care for Litecoin anymore. And just following it, seeing it going up and down a little bit. I'm like, okay, like this maybe something I can make a little extra money on. This is something I can make extra money to pay bills for, or buy my kids like birthday presents or Christmas gifts or whatever. And then right at the end of 2017, before that bull run they had, I got out because it dumped. And I was like, and again, I didn't know anything about it. I was like, I freaked out because I wasn't conditioned. I wasn't patient of what was going to come because I was still new to it. I'm like, I got out. And at that point, like a week later, like Litecoin jumped up to like, I think it was like $300 or something, like 280, 270 or something like that. And I was like, man, like the opportunity I just missed right there alone just blew my mind. I was like, I cannot believe I did that. Like losing on that opportunity to make some kind of profit. And at the time, there was no regulation. So like you can just make whatever you want, and then they couldn't figure out like what to do with it. So whatever you made on it was pure profit. So getting back into that, I've always wanted to get back in, and I just like after doing more research and hearing videos, like I follow my initial person I follow was the Barrel Bull on YouTube, and just hear him talking about him, like the XRP thing. I'm like, man, like, and then when XRP became available on Coinbase, at the time I still didn't know Binance, stuff like that. And so I finally got it when XRP went live on Coinbase. I started buying XRP, and I hearing him and started doing research on it and what it's going to do, and how all these banks are going to start cussing it. I'm like, man, like this could be something that I can get my hands in and actually get my foreseeable future involved in. So like I started getting more and more and more. And at the time, I think when it was like, I think it was like 50 cents, I bought a very small amount, and then it went down, and that's fine. But right now I feel with all the volatility going on with XRP, finally getting some recognition after these 2.5 years of staying bottom 11 cents, 15 cents, 25 cents. We're finally getting there. And I think a lot of people are starting to recognize that. I mean, it's just crazy to see the amount of people who want to get involved in it. And to back up a little bit, I told my grandmother about it, and she's like in her 80s. And I was telling her about how like I have these certain cryptos, I have XRP and other assets and whatnot. She was like, it's like I don't really know about that. Like I'm not really sure about it. But again, like I take consideration of knowledge or age, if you will. But then what's weird, she watches the news all the time, and she saw an article on the news one day, just talk about Bitcoin, and she called me. She's like, I just saw this article about Bitcoin on here, talking about how like it's going to be a thing like in the future, how it's actually going to be like part of our like financial like institutions and whatnot. I'm like, wow, grandma, like I've told you about this for a long time. And now every time I go to my grandmother's house, she's like, how's your coins doing? Are your coins doing good? I'm like, yeah, grandma, they're doing great. And I love it. I'm still accumulating more. I'm getting more all the time. So it's funny just to see the transition of somebody who didn't think it was going to exist at all to now it's, oh, how are they doing? Are they doing good? Like, oh, yeah, they're doing fantastic. I love every second of it. I've never doubted it completely. It's 100% what I'm going to do. It's a vehicle that majority of people, what they should be doing. But a lot of people are still skeptical about it. But that's where I feel now that big bank names, JP Morgan, Bank of America is, finally getting on that. We knew it was coming, but to actually see the name on the website just solidifies everyone's theory of where we're going with this. And it is like it's going to be huge, and it's going to be a lot bigger than a lot of people think it's going to be. And when those people realize, oh wait, this is something that I should have got into, it's already too late. Like they're done, but they're not done. But they missed the boat. It's way back there, and we're up here. But it's now going to be our job to make sure that we bring them on and just bring them on with us, and just show them, hey, there's still opportunity. There's always going to be opportunity no matter what. But to end it all, the number one thing that I can tell anybody is do your own research. Don't do what I did. Jump in and have no idea what you're getting into, and have a better understanding of the market, not just the crypto market, but understanding the traditional market and how the two not only worked in different entities, but in general how they work. So that way you're not just jumping in and hoping like, oh, this is going to be a get rich thing, and I'm just going to take the profits and run with it, and then you're going to be broke here in a year or two. Do your research, understanding what you're going to have is going to be the greatest asset that you're ever going to hold in this new transition financial world. Don't pay attention to, my take is don't pay attention to the big dumps. Pay attention to understand who you are, and if you can take that dump in the market and understand, hey, this is a great opportunity for me to buy, not sell. Now I think a lot of people misinterpret that. Buy when it's down low, because you want to fill that bag as much as you can at that low price and just stay frosty. Patience is the key to any success that you will have for your financial future. So in closing, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoy the journey. I'm here with you. And again, XRP, baby, all the way.